Mentally, I was there. Physically, I was not there. But I was also still there. Hello friends and family and other people of the internet who have decided to click on this video because you want to know how my marathon went and how you can probably most likely have a better marathon. Don't mind me, I'm literally bedridden right now. I have written down some little teeny notes that I'm going to share to you guys today. Now, my marathon was yesterday and a marathon is 26.2 miles long. I'm not here to tell you how to train it. I'm here to tell you my experience. So if you want to know what went wrong and what genuinely went really well my marathon day, keep watching. And yes, this is a very laid back video, y'all. I am in bed. I am bedridden. I am hurting. Which also involves to something that went wrong. So let's get on with the video. So a little background about me is that I am 22 years old. I just graduated college and I've been training for my first marathon since around the winter of 2022. I started training in the winter of 2022 for my third ever half marathon, and then 20 weeks post my half marathon was my marathon. So I had a long bit of training for my half marathon and then a big chunk of training until my full marathon, which was yesterday, September 2023. So these are just the things that went wrong and the things that went well. I guess we'll start with the things that went wrong because those are the funniest. I threw up. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with one thing that went wrong, and that was my fueling during my run. So I do use, I'll show a picture right here. They're called Goo Energy. It's like a caffeine, amino acids, and sodium gel that are 100 calories each. And I trained with them throughout my whole entire marathon training, ate one every 4 miles. So I didn't think anything was going to go wrong during my marathon. I had been training this way. I'd been taking down goos like it's nothing. But around the 8-mile mark, my stomach started feeling icky. And you don't want to feel icky while running, especially while you're running a marathon. So I tried to take my third goo of the race. I had like 6 of them or 7. I took my third goo and I started feeling some bile coming up, and I had thrown up in my mouth 2 to 3 times during the race. I kind of blacked out a little. It was disgusting, and there's actually a video that I'm about to show you right here of my boyfriend. He was standing around and meeting me at different spectating points, and I texted him at 4 miles or whatever. I'm like, hey, can you pull out my goos? I'm gonna need more. I only packed myself 3 for the beginning. I need the rest from you. And he handed me them, and there's a video of me at the next spectator area, just throwing the goos at him and saying, yeah, I'm gonna throw up, I can't have these. And so my fueling went totally downhill and was nothing like how I trained. So yeah, I'll show you that video. Okay, and then on the complete opposite end, something that went well during my marathon was I had a change of shoes and a fresh, dry pair of socks. When you sign up for a marathon 6 months in the future, you have no idea what the weather is going to be like. And of course, on the morning of my marathon, it was drizzling and downpouring rain. From mile 0 to mile 23, I was in the rain. Think about Chinese water torture. I don't mind the rain. That was the thing. I didn't train in rain, but I was okay with it because previous years it had been hot and sunny and people were collapsing because of heat exhaustion. So, I was fine with the rain. It was Chinese water torture, but a marathon is torture, so you get used to it. But the thing that went really well is right when I woke up and I looked outside and I go, what could I bring last second, the morning of the race, that I need to give to my boyfriend if I am dying? And everything's going to hell. I gave myself a pair of shoes and a pair of socks. So I run with the Glycerin 20s. I had just bought a new pair for my marathon, which I started with, and then I had my old pair with me with a fresh pair of socks because by mile 10, my feet were soaking. You could hear people squish, 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 squish on the path because of how watery it was. So number one, you were like, what's that? In World War I, they got foot fungus or something from being in the trenches. It was kind of like that in a sense where it was nothing close to World War I, but your feet were underwater basically while you were running. If that might be the worst analogy to give you, that is it. My feet were basically in puddles while I was running. By mile 22, I had it with my shoes. I looked at my boyfriend at my last spot. I knew I was going to see him and I go,
Not swapping shoes.
And so he helped me get them out, of course, and then helped me put it on my feet because, like, I was dead. I was mentally, I was there. Physically, I was not there. But I was also still there. If you know what I mean. If you ever run a marathon, you understand. You kind of just lose yourself in the moment. Having a spare pair of shoes to change into, especially after running in soggy ones for 22 miles, was a huge impact on my ability to keep running the last 4 and not decide to stop and walk because of how annoyed, how tired, and how agonizing it kind of was. So it definitely made my mood go completely up and helped me finish my marathon. So another thing that went wrong during my marathon is that I got this huge rash on my side from my water pack rubbing, and I had never gotten a rash from this water pack, and I had been training with it for the last 4 months on my long runs. So not expecting this to happen. I put on this thing called Glide. I'll show you a picture right here. Glide is for anti-chafing. I usually put it between my legs, underneath my arms for my bra or my sports bra, just in case that were to start moving around more. It's supposed to prevent blisters and rashes, but of course, I didn't think of ever putting it right where my running water pack would meet my stomach. And so here's a picture of the rash that I got from this stupid run. I didn't realize I had it until I got home, undressed in the shower, and I looked at myself and I go, why do I have a bunch of red lines on my body? And then I decided to get in the water, and of course, the second it hits it, it's burning. So that is one thing that did not go as planned, but again, is not the worst thing in the world. Another thing that went surprisingly really well was I had multiple people following me throughout my marathon, and there were no issues with them finding spots to spectate, for them to be up close on the trail or on the road to see and talk to me and meet me and like support me in that way. So it was very nice. I had planned the route for my spectators ahead of the morning of the marathon, and I drove them around to each specific location. Like, this is where I'm going to be running by. This is the direction I'm going. Be here around this hour. You have my location. You can see how far I am from this location. Just make sure to get to the next location in time before I'm there. He had like an hour between each spectating location, which he was fine. It was like a 10-minute drive. He made it to every single one. Plus another one that my mom had, like, after she had finished her run, she started spectating me. So it kind of worked out really well. Can't really think of anything that went bad. There was really nothing that went bad other than, I guess, this is something that went bad. I didn't stretch warm up, and I didn't stretch afterwards. I have not done anything for my body other than eat 5 Olive Garden breadsticks and a full bowl of rigatoni noodles, and minestrone soup, and a bunch of potato chips. I've been treating my body so bad, but my body needs it. I raced. Oh, I guess another thing that went really well is my ability to know myself and kind of guess exactly how long it would take me to finish my marathon. I completed it let me check. I completed my full marathon in 4 hours and 37 minutes and 49 seconds. It was an average of a 10:36 pace per mile, which I had been training around 11-minute pace, around 10:45 pace. So I was figuring I would come in around 4:30 to 5 hours, 4.5 hours to 5 hours. And I came in at 4:37. I was completely proud of that time, especially it being my first marathon and the conditions that I was put in. I'm very proud of that. So that was something that really went well, is my ability to know my body and know exactly when I would be coming in, which was super nice for my spectators too, who weren't spectating me around, but were going to be at the finish line when I finished. And yeah, I'll show, actually, I just bought a photo from them. Like, they have professional photography, and I was like, okay, I need to find where these cameras are. I need to smile, and I need to look good while I'm running, because I really need a good running photo to post, which I had just posted on my running Instagram. I'll put it down somewhere or in the description below if you want to follow my running Instagram and literally follow me week to week for my runs. I almost forgot about it. Something that I will hate myself until my next marathon. It hurts me to think about this. At mile 10, they have markers along the race. At mile 10, I looked at my watch, and my watch said 9 miles. So here I am, a little confused of why I'm at marker 10, but my watch says 9. Come to see, I look at my dial on the clock, and it's not adding up. Time isn't going up. The time is staying still. My watch had paused because of the rain. So according to my Apple Watch and all my friends on my Apple Watch, I did not actually complete a full marathon. According to my watch, I completed a 25.42 mile run. So that is another thing that went wrong, and I don't have the full statistics of my run on my Apple Watch. You Apple, make a better watch that's waterproof, or I'm gonna switch to Garmin, because that bothers me. But overall, running a marathon has given me a lot of courage and strength to do more things that I want to do in life and push my body to its limits. Good or bad things that happen in a marathon, races are races, and you run your run. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about me and my running journey in a marathon or marathon training, comment them down below. All of my socials as well will be down below in the description. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a fantastic run. Bye!